After a severe year of contemplating my own suicide, I have finally decided to review the single greatest game known to mankind, and the single objectively most popular game in the Like a Dragon franchise, Yakuza -1. In Yakuza -1, you play as Goro Majima as he attains his title of Mad Lad of Shibuya. The game opens up with him dying after the bombing, and then proceeds to get revived by Allah himself, who gives him a mission: kill Jesus. This leads him on a straight path of illegal car races through the city of Shibuya and getting shot multiple times. On his journey, he encounters several allies, including Virginio Al-Fasali and Xing Yang Pao, both of which are incredibly powerful.
Let's make it epic.
The game's policy revolves around not beating up women. Rather, women should only be beaten by their husbands. In case you haven't noticed, this game also looks vastly superior to all of its contemporaries, such as Yakuza 7 and especially Like a Dragon Black Tiger for the PlayStation Pico. It was a marvel of engineering and was always getting rave reviews. It even attained a special DLC expansion about Majima's mother, which also get very high review scores, such as this one from Game Fuel magazine.
So you, a fragile female singer, survive a fucking assassination attempt by the CIA because your boyfriend takes a bullet for you and then proceeds to get trapped in a circuit board sword. So you decide to go take revenge. In the process, you murder the entire group and massacre thousands of sentient robots. And at the end, you just kill yourself. You know what? That's 10 out of 10. Best game ever made.
The game is by far the most varied and unique in the franchise, featuring many gameplay styles, such as the aforementioned illegal car races, but it also features action-packed gameplay that involves waiting your turn before masturbating to your own baseball bat. This game truly has something for everyone. I especially enjoyed the parts where you ran around in a bar, fucking illegal immigrants, while also playing a round of darts with them. I sadly cannot show you the footage as that would get me demonetized, and I need to feed my family for this month. There are several things that some of you might not understand from the story, however, that is because the theories are all based on real-life quantum physics, and it is heavily recommended that you read an algebra lexicon before playing the game. Otherwise, a lot of the jokes might not make sense to you as well. It is truly a damned shame that this game never got its recognition it deserved back when it first released, due to being overshadowed by much inferior games such as Tale of My Zest and Zest Incest Is Adventure 2 Deluxe Edition, featuring Honey from Honey Pop Cam Studio Pentai Puzzle Adventure DX2 Deluxe Edition. However, despite all of this, the remake of Yakuza -1, Yakuza -1 Tsushima and Choose, is objectively one of the top 10 highest rated games of all time. In fact, if you were to look up a Metacritic top list of the best games ever made, you would find the top 10 most ranked, most well-liked, and most beloved games of all time are actually all Yakuza games. It truly shows simply how ingenious Sega are. Another amazing part of the game that is truly revolutionary and has affected the gaming industry up until now is the ability to bomb. And by that, I do not mean the bombing. I mean being able to ass fuck your wife at any given moment with the telephone.
Damn.
This game also allows you to beat up the elderly, which was never before seen in video games. However, unlike in the other games in the series, they regressed a lot, and child abuse was sadly nowhere to be found. But this is simply one of the many steps backwards that need to be done so that you can advance forward. Much like in all of my relationships, the protagonist, Majimo, has no luck with women. You can go to hostess clubs, strip clubs, bar clubs, dart clubs, golf clubs, baseball clubs, kart clubs, gay clubs, fish clubs, safe clubs, fight clubs, and even fight clubs. However, sadly, I am not allowed to show any of the footage, as rule number 1 forbids me from doing that. Another incredible thing in this game is the ability to sing. This was the first game to introduce karaoke, which, if you have watched my series retrospective video, you will know that these are not simply songs. These are messages, and this game was prophetic. Every single thing it predicted full well. This game was much ahead of its time back when it released in 1978, and to this day is still the single most graphically impressive video game to ever release. Despite having been overshadowed drastically by its contemporaries such as Tales of Malaria, the game was still a massive success, selling over 20 gazillion copies, being the world's first 15K title. It was truly a masterpiece far beyond anything else at the time, and to this day even. If you don't take my word for it, then please look at all of the reviews that I have compiled for this incredible masterpiece as I show you some of its godly gameplay.
You play as a mentally deranged and perverted globe-trotting assassin who kills other insane globe-trotting assassins for money and video games, and you have a cool lightsaber, but in order to get a cooler lightsaber, you have to drive around an open world in a shitty motorcycle and do jobs and kill more people for more money, and if you get the coolest lightsaber, you fight the super boss who is actually your brother and he is much cooler than you are, but you fuck his wife. 0 out of 5, best game I've ever played, worst game I've ever played.
This game made me shit and piss and cum. Yes, it made me cum. Fucking, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good!